Good morning, Faith UCC.
give our strings of things another round of applause. I was a little nervous when we were going to sing something about water today. I'm like, let's go easy. There's rivers. But we need our rivers, don't we? We need our life-giving water even in the hard times. Good morning, my friends. Good morning. I wonder if you'll join me in our gathering litany. Come, all who carry burdens of fear and anxiety. Today we gather in the presence of the holy, seeking not only comfort but strength. For we are called to stand boldly in the face of our challenges. We come with open hearts, ready to face what lies ahead. Let us embrace the courage within us and the strength offered by our community. In a world filled with uncertainties, we will not be overcome by fear. Together, we lift our voices, trusting that hope and love will always light our way, even in the most harrowing of times. We declare that anxiety will not have the final word. Hope will rise within us, and fear will bow to the power of peace. So let us walk forward, limping, bruised, worried, and weary, trusting in the strength that binds us together, acknowledging our struggles, but proclaiming our victory over them. Together we rise in hope, in strength, and in love. We will overcome, for we are never alone. Why don't we rise up in body or spirit, and have this would just be a nice, easy hymn for us to sing this morning with all we've been through in the last couple of weeks. Morning has broken, because it always does. Please be seated. Good morning, everyone. Good morning and welcome to Faith United Church of Christ on this Sunday of togetherness. A good day just to come and be together, whether we're in person or online. It is just great to be around folks after what we've been through in the last week, 2 weeks of chaos. So let's just breathe a little peace and have this time be a sanctuary, a safe haven from the storms that rage out there. Such a welcome to any visitors we have with us, first-time visitors, return visitors, as well as friends come back from the north that you might have wanted to stay another week. We're delighted to have you with us. If you're online with us, we're also delighted to have you with us. If you're online, just if you want to get our information on what we have going on here, just send a note to office@faithucc.org and we'll get you on our newsletter list. And if you're in person with us, we have a friendship book. We're keeping the gathering space out there. You can write your information in there and we'll get you on that same newsletter list. I want to say a special welcome back to Carolyn. We have missed you. Woo! Okay, I knew we missed you and everybody. I didn't know that much. Carolyn and Michael were going through Spain and got stuck there because they couldn't get back home. They got in last night, and she is here with us today. 2 a.m. last night, yeah. So we're delighted to have you with us. And Vicki was great filling in, but there's only one Carolyn, and that's, so we're glad you're back.
Thank you.
And you had a good time? Good food?
Oh,
Great food, yeah. Did you see Chef Jose Andres over there? No, he's probably he's already here. He's from Spain though, isn't he? Yeah, he's from Spain, but yeah, awesome. Sounds like a great trip. Yeah, we're delighted to have you back. What a week it's been. I'm scattered. I hit my wall yesterday. I just flat out, I've been going all week. And yesterday I crapped out. I'm just gonna say that word. I hit my emotional, physical wall yesterday. I'm feeling good today, though. I feel like I got a new win, and hearing people's power going back on, that makes me really happy. If you don't have power and you want to charge things up and enjoy cool AC and maybe watch some TV, we have power here. Obviously, we have power here. Duh. We're all here. But you can hang out this afternoon, tomorrow, whatever you need. Just let me know. We'll make sure you have a place to charge your phones, your electronics, all that good stuff, and just sit and be and have some coffee. We know how important coffee is. Victor had to go a couple days. And let me just say, Joy, I don't have my cup. I got my other cup. Starbucks is reopened. The world feels like it's getting back to normal. I cried tears of joy driving by, seeing that car line full at Starbucks this morning. I'm like, yeah, we're getting back. But yeah, what a just a crazy week. For our sermon, I just retweaked that letter I wrote yesterday or the day before. I put it on Facebook. If you're not on any of our Facebook pages, why not? No, just go find our public page, go find our private page, go find my page. And I'm trying to share stuff out that way because it was just a way to really keep us connected during the storm, and people could check in, especially on our private page. Anybody can comment on that. So go find those. It's a great resource just to keep us together, to find out what we need from what people have needs. Like right now, we need tarps. If anybody has any tarps, please see me because we have someone with a pretty damaged roof. And there's nothing out there. There's no tarps anywhere. I mean, the stores are cleaned out. So gas is slow. If you need gas, somebody put out a plea this morning and it was answered and they got some gas. They were down to like 1 mile worth of gas in their car. I mean, it's just crazy. I don't know. I know the storm was bad, but it sure seems like we've got some infrastructure issues in this state to address. And I know that starts at the top of this state. So we got some gripes with our governor on this one, for sure. But yeah, so if you have any needs, let's just keep being there for each other, supporting each other, and God forbid Nadine's gonna knock on our doorstep. I don't think it doesn't. Dennis Phillips isn't even talking about it yet. But I remember when he wasn't talking about Milton either. So let's just hope that we're not doing this again this week. But pay attention and tune in, and let's just be there for each other. So I'm gonna do just a real short reflection that I posted the other day, and I want to open it up with our mic here to see if you have anything you want to share. Spots of gratitude, pain, struggle, and we'll
go back and listen to your own sermon from 2 weeks ago about the weather terrorists. Don't listen to them.
We can't help it. We got to listen to them because they're like our lifeline. You just got to pick the right ones. That's what we got to do. Speaking of, the Weather Channel does have some good things. They have this Carl Parker on there as a climatologist and scientist, and I watched the segment yesterday, and I went back and rewound it and typed up some of the things he said. Climate change is real. Can we just acknowledge this? I mean, we're taking it out of books. We're taking it out of literature. We're banning people from saying it in the State Department or state, government here in Florida, which is just ridiculous. Listen to these stats. The question was asked by Stephanie Abrams, how is climate change affecting hurricanes? And here's his answer. Upward trend in rapid intensification since 1950 all around the world is way up, especially in the Gulf. What that means, rapid intensification means a storm strengthens by 35 miles per hour in 24 hours. So he said, when we look at storms that strengthened by 40 mile per hour since 1950, get this, 1950 to 69, you know how many there were? There's one. 1970 to 1989, there was one. 1990 to 2009, there were three. From 2010 to now, to Uncle Milton, there's been five. Think about that, 5 in 14 years. That is a scary trend. So why is that an issue? He said, less time to react to the storms, to get out of here, to hunker down, to get your house ready. That's a problem. The other issue, greater number of high-end storms, Cat 4, Cat 5, as we just saw. This one blew me away. We had eight Category 4 or 5 storms make landfall in the last 8 years. 8 in 8 years. Do you know what it was to get to 8 for the previous years? 57 years. 1960 to 2016, there were 8. From 2017 to now, there have been 8. That is just alarming. And every 1 degree of warming in the ocean increases winds by between 5 and 10% on these storms. Whew. And then he went on to talk about St. Pete. He said St. Pete's storm surge record was 4 feet. This one was 6.3. That was 4 feet for all time. Top 10 water levels going back to 1947, 6 of those have happened since 2012. 12 years. And he said St. Pete has had a 1 foot water level rise over the last 100 years. That's only going to compound and make things worse. So he called these compound events stronger storms plus sea level rise equals really bad times for people on the coast or anywhere. We saw that the tornadoes, through. So climate change is real, and maybe we make that a big part of our future going forward. To keep talking about it, keep writing to the government, and keep advocating on behalf of the climate. Because we don't want to keep going through this. This is just unbearable. So, yeah, so my heart is with all of you who are suffering. And we'll say a little bit more about that in just a bit. I do want to celebrate a couple joys. Beth Ann Vom Eigen celebrates her birthday tomorrow. I don't know who would have told me that. I have no idea. Happy birthday, Beth Ann. Yeah, have a great day tomorrow. And Barry and Chris Blood celebrated their 60th anniversary last Thursday. That is a joy. And you know what else is a joy? Greeting one another with a sign of peace. So why don't we rise up and bow to your spirit. If they say bump elbows, touch knees, namaste, you don't have to shake hands. Let's greet each other with a sign of peace. Morning, all. How's your home? Peace be with you all. Peace be with you. Let's head on back and we'll do a little centering together. I get this. Oh, good. That's great. I'll try to remember that. Good. Thanks, Nancy. Everything good. Yeah. I'll share that. Peace be with you all. What do you do, Lynn? What do you do? Let's come on back for a time of centering here. I love the chaos. Don't get me wrong. I love it. I love it. I live for it. Had some another joy to share that Dunedin Cares never lost power through the storm, and that is a serious joy because they would have lost a lot of food. So, joy for that. Absolutely. Yeah. I love that moment. You may think it's chaos, but God, I love that. Especially after what we've been through. I don't know if you'll join me in a little moment of centering, and I'm going to read a prayer, a poem by Mary Oliver, aptly entitled "Hurricane." It's not to open up any wounds, but it's really about we all have hurricanes in our lives, and it's how we recover that matters. So in just a moment, we'll listen to Mary Oliver find hope even in the hardest of times and show us that rebirth and new life are always possible, even when it's least expected. But first, let's just take a few centering breaths and breathe in a sense of peace, hope, and joy. The good stuff warms our souls. I'm trying to let go of some of that anxiety and fear and just the heaviness that we've been living with. Even if just for a time, let that go. Breathe in this present moment and remind yourself that it is indeed a beautiful moment. Togetherness and community. Hurricane by Mary Oliver. It didn't behave like anything you had ever imagined. The wind tore at the trees, the rain fell for days, slant and hard. The back of the hand to everything. I watched the trees bow and their leaves fall and crawl back into the earth as though that was that. This was one hurricane I lived through. The other was of a different sort and lasted longer. Then I felt my own leaves giving up and falling, the back of the hand to everything. But listen now to what happened to the actual trees. Toward the end of the summer, they pushed new leaves from their stubbed limbs. It was the wrong season, yes, but they couldn't stop. They looked like telephone poles and didn't care. And after the leaves came blossoms. For some things, there are no wrong seasons, which is what I dream of for me. Hurricane by Mary Oliver. Let us journey ever deeper now into our time of worship with our wonderful, small but mighty choir this day.
In this very room, there's quite enough love for one like me. And in this very room, there's quite enough joy is in this very room. And in this very room, there's quite enough love for all of us. And in this very room, there's quite enough joy for all of us. And there's quite enough hope and quite enough power to chase away any gloom. For God's love, for God's love is in this very room. And in this very room, there's quite enough love for all the world. And in this very room, there's quite enough joy for all the world. And there's quite enough hope and quite enough power to chase away any gloom. For God's love is in this very room.
In this very room, man. This is a poem not by Mary Oliver.
It's by our own Mary Oliver. Tim Conroy Mary Oliver.
Hardware. The storm may destroy everything and leave you wondering what you have left. Except you can see everyone needs help as much as you need. As the debris piles begin in front of houses with pools of foul water, the cutout sheetrock, the planks of flooring, and the tile shards, leather furniture swelling, every photo album ruined for you to see beyond the past, beyond the high water mark, to watch your spouse salvage the hardware from the new kitchen cabinets and yell across the street to a neighbor, "Do you need anything?" as you walk closer for the answer that we all need to hear.
I read that poem from Tim on their Facebook page yesterday, and it moved me. I'm like, I got to see if Tim can read that, because that is scripture, if there ever is. Tim, you are our Mary Oliver. You always will be. Tim Mary Oliver Conroy. Hey, I just want to give a special shout out to, I know we have a lot of folks that are still evacuated. We have some, like the Kriebels, who can't get back because they're out of gas, and they're stuck up in Bartow, and they can't leave their hotel until they know that the gas stations are open, or at least get one tank of gas to get back. So Kriebels, others, I know you're still away over on the East Coast or up north. Quite a few of you, actually. So we're missing you, and we're hoping that you're here with us in spirit, and safe travels on the way home. I also just want to take a moment and say a huge thank you. A shout out to the many folks. We had a great group. I should have put up some pictures. They were able to come give some time in cleaning up the absolute mess in the church yard, parking lot, labyrinth, and garden on Friday. It was a mess. We hauled a lot of debris, as you can see out front. That never could have happened as quickly as it did without your help. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I also want to then say thanks to the folks that were then able to go and help out. An amazing couple going through a really hard time after flooding from Helene damaged so much of what was in their home, only to be followed, my God, by Milton coming through and damaging even the things that they had salvaged. A double whammy gut punch. Oh, it's truly heartbreaking, and we need to hold them in sacred space as they assess their lives and their next steps. One thing I know is that we will be there for them every single step of the way. That's what community does. It reaches out, it lifts up, it hugs and holds, it doesn't let go until we're all in a really good spot. It says, just as in Tim's poem, as someone is cleaning up their own life, yet they find time to yell across the street to a neighbor, do you need anything? You know, do you need anything? We saw that again on Friday as a bunch of folks, hot and sweaty, tired from working in the yard out there for several hours, and hiked on down to help this couple out, to be there with them and offer them any support we could to see if they too needed anything. I know many more of you are planning to come down or would have if you were in town, and I find that just so encouraging. Thank you. Compassionate community. True Christianity, the Jesus way. We got it all going on here, and it was just an action over the past few weeks as you all helped one another in a whole bunch of different ways. I mean, I heard you're offering up rooms, you're offering up couches, beds, food, rides, help prepping homes and cleaning homes up, and so much more. And as Ivan said on Friday, we were standing in their yard after the helpers, in this case, had left, and it was just him and I, and he said, you want to see what Christianity is supposed to be? And he gestured with his arms, saying, well, it's just what happened here. This is what Christianity is supposed to be. A community in action in a time of need. If only we could see more of that in our world as opposed to the other forms of garbage Christianity that are out there. God, what a world we could have, right? There's a scripture passage from 1 Kings. I preached on it 2 weeks ago, but since 2 weeks ago feels like it was 2 years ago, well, we're going to talk about it again real quick. Doesn't it really feel like it was 2 years ago, 2 weeks ago? Oh my goodness. It's about the prophet Elijah. You heard it a few weeks ago, hunkering down in a cave in fear and worry, and a voice tells him to get up and go stand outside the cave and wait for God to pass by. He's going through a really hard time. He's really, really down. He's lying on the ground, and so he stands up, and as he does, a hurricane whips on by through the mountains, and it shatters the rocks. But we're told, as you heard, God was not to be found in the wind. After the wind, an earthquake, but we were told God was not in that earthquake. And after the earthquake, there's fire, but we're told God was not in the fire. And then after the fire, there was only a gentle, quiet whisper. And only then, after the freight train terror noises like so many of us heard on Wednesday night, after all of that, Elijah heard the quiet voice and found the courage to go and stand outside the cave and face the dawning of a new day. A story has been on my mind several weeks now, since Hurricane Aunt Helene and now Uncle Milton have scared us to the point of wanting to lie down in a cave like Elijah and just not get up. But we know we can't do that. We know we can't do that. We have to stand up and go on. We know that even though insurance companies still call hurricanes and natural world disasters like that acts of God, still to this day, well, we know that is not true in any way. That mystery that we name God is never in the cause of the hurricane, the earthquake, the fire, the cancer, the illness, the death of a beloved, the mental health challenges we face, the physical health challenges we face. Never is God in that, except His presence. God is rather in the stillness that comes after the storm's rage. God is in the first responders risking their lives to rescue others. Or the shelter volunteers making people feel at home, or help the restaurants, or like I talked about last week, organizations like World Central Kitchen, offering people a meal and dignity and warmth and comfort, feeding people, or in the line workers, working round the clock for us, these folks, to give us, to restore us to life-giving power, or neighbors helping neighbors clean up debris, or just gut houses that took on devastating waters, and in so many places, more of care and compassion. That is where God is to be found, not in the storms, in the aftermath as we pick up the pieces, and in one another as we're there to help each other. God is found where community shines brightest and is most powerfully seen in people helping people through the really hard times. So you want to know where God is in these times? Just look wherever love, compassion, support, and hope blossom. And I can tell you from down here, we sure have seen a lot of God moments in the aftermath of these last two storms. And they truly counter the heartbreaking moments with heartwarming ones that are even more powerfully felt. And that brings such hope, even in the hardest of times. And that's what I want you to do. I want you to never, ever forget that we're in this thing together down here. We're going to get through the storms together. We're going to rebound together. We're going to rebuild together. We're going to clean up the messes together. We're going to help people in their greatest times of needs together. We're going to show up. We're going to show out. We're going to tune in. And we're going to fill the needs of the people together. That's just who we are. And I love it. In the end, what I learned from times like these is that we just need to look out for one another, friends. That's what we need to do. No matter where you are, whether the storms are of nature or are of more of a personal nature, we all or will go through some hard times. That's the truth of life, right? But we can get through them best when we journey through them together. That is what authentic, caring community does. It becomes the hands and feet of God to help along limping, wounded, struggling, and deflated neighbors, and doesn't leave them until they are whole again. We're all going to be in a cave at some point, like Elijah. We're all going to be in that cave, not wanting to get up. But unlike Elijah in that story, we will never find ourselves alone. And because of all of you, Faith UCC, I'm confident of that. And that fills me with great joy. What a pleasure it is to be a part of this community that so looks out for one another. It's humbling. I just want to open up the floor for a few minutes. If somebody would like to share something from the past week, some emotions or some joys or some things that are on your heart and your mind, I'll bring the microphone to you if you'd like to share, and if no one does, that's okay. Oh, already got one back. Casey? There you go. Meet you in the middle. Microphone in my hand.
Thanks. Hey, anyway, first I want to say I'm really grateful to be part of this community. I've never been part of a community until this church, and it's just an amazing to be part of it all the way around, and it's amazing to watch and be a part of. And I want to say I'm available to help anyone. I'm now kind of done helping everyone in my immediate circles and stuff, people that have also took water. And I also have a car that's a hybrid, and I have more than 3/4 of a tank. So I know gasoline is a big issue, so if people need lifts places to work, whatever, I'm available for that. And now I'm going to put in a plug for something, I guess, or some things that no one is thinking about. And it occurred to me this morning and last night is that, humans are not the only ones that have suffered from global warming and hurricanes. It is migration season for the birds. The trees are down. The berries are gone. They've been blown out. Everything that they're living on is pretty much also gone. So those of you that have yards or have it in your capabilities to put up some feeders, that might be helpful. Also, all the wildlife rescue centers are inundated with animals that have no homes, their trees are down, their ground is flooded. So those that have resources, some money to make some donations to those, maybe it's something to just put in the back of your minds. And if you need some suggestions of organizations in the area that I'm sure are desperate, I'm happy to give them to you. Okay, that's it.
Thank you, Michelle. Thank you so much. Thank you. Nan? Fran?
Three things. One, I want to thank Wendy Brand, who took in, she just opened her heart and her house and her doors to everybody. We had, I think, 5 cats and 4 dogs, and 3 going on 5 humans. But she was wonderful, and it worked out really, really well. 2 is I need a geek. I got home to my place where I have power. Now I live in a mobile home, so I'm fine, but my television doesn't work, and I am not a techie.
Oh, we got a geek for you.
Here's the deal. Here's the deal. I make a mean pie. Whoever fixes my TV and gets it to work will get the pie of their choice. And thirdly, I've canceled our classes on Monday night until we're all better, and we'll start them again, and we'll do it, because we had so many people, and a lot of people have said, you know, don't quit, we want to keep going. But now is not the time. Let's wait until after hurricane season. Okay, thanks. Yeah.
Without this church, we couldn't have been here today. We had a team come over last Friday and Saturday to carry out everything that was ruined from the first flood, and then pack up our house and put it in a pod, which was subsequently flooded by the second hurricane. We had another crew come the other day to come and help us unload the pod so that we could put it back in the garage. We've lost all our furniture. In the last hurricane, we lost our books, our scrapbooks, our yearbooks, art, everything that was meaningful to us. But without this church, the people who came, the people who offered to come and couldn't make it, the people who sent food, we just could not have done this without you. And it helps so much being here with you today. Thank you.
We're with you, Fran and Ivan.
And I have to mention Sue and Joan, who have taken us and our 2 huge golden retrievers in. So, thank you.
We're with you guys. Just let us know what you need. You got it. Any other comments anyone would like to share? Tim?
No, we evacuated to Beaufort and safely made it back, and our house was okay. But later, my nephew Philip called me, and he told me a story of Jackson's friends. Now, Jackson's 14 years old, in the Bay Area Performance Arts and casting program. He's a musical theater geek. One of his friends were coming back from evacuation and was killed in an automobile accident. And you just, you think of all the devastation that's happened from the hurricane, and that's just one more. And anyway, just, please, I don't even know their names yet, but, lift them up in your hearts. Yeah.
That's tragic. Yeah. Any other? Oh. Do the hokey pokey.
Hello, I'm Don. I also live in a mobile home park, 615 places, so there's probably about 1,200 residents. We are still without electricity, and we had a older gentleman yesterday that took everything that he had and barbecued it and made up little packets for everybody and drove through the park. And if it wasn't for him, a lot of people would not have had dinner last night.
Love hearing that. Love those stories. That's what we do. That's what we do. Yeah, Tom.
I was working from home on Monday and I got a call from my older brother, and he was concerned about me being alone during the storm, so he recommended that I go somewhere. So it was nice. I called my younger brother, and I went over, and Pinellas County issued a evacuation order for my zone B. So I went to his house, and we went over his daughter's house in Winter Haven, Gina, and I spent the storm there with my brother's wife and my niece's husband and my nephew, and it was really nice, just to be with people, and I really thanked them, for the help, and it was nice to be together with people, and we had a nice time together.
Yeah,
Beth Ann and I are suffering from survivor's guilt because we came home to power. In fact, it never went out. But what I want to lift up is coming home yesterday. We were in Pensacola, and on our way home, the stream of the right lane with all the line workers, and we're talking heavy duty with flatbeds carrying these vehicles with the treads like a tank. I mean, and it was just on and on and on, all headed down here this way to help out. And Beth Ann's job while I was driving was to give every one of them a thumb up. And we hope that they saw that it was the thumb that was up. But it was just overwhelming to see that just continuous line of people. They were coming, I think both companies, the major ones we saw were from Texas actually coming here.
Yeah, what do they say? There's a meme going around about you guys are appreciating the northern lights, and that we're appreciating the lights those coming from the north to restore our lights. I mean, it's a different kind in this time. Any other comments everyone wants to make? I can come back down there. I'm not permanent up here.
You don't have to come. I'm loud.
We'll get you. I need exercise.
I just wanted to say that the high point of every day that my power was out was seeing your post. It meant so much because in that post, I could see all these other faces too. And there wasn't a moment when I didn't feel held and taken care of. And that was so valuable. And I look around now and, I saw all of you sitting in the dark. You were right here. So thank you. Thank you. Pretty good rating too.
Thanks. I'm going to try and do more of that. Again, Facebook, get on, at least just go on, and if you don't have an account, set one up and just get on our private page. You don't have to look at anything else on Facebook. Just follow the stuff we do here. It's because it's a great way to be connected.
I just wanted to say, this is during this time. I'm not a very good speaker. I just cry. I don't know why. But anyway, being with family makes you think, like what everybody was saying, we should spend more time with our family. If your family, if you don't have family that does that. And another thing is the roof blew off the trop. The whole thing is, and the sad part about it is that's where a lot of these workers were staying, so I don't know what happened to them. So just prayers for everybody.
They were sent to Ocala about a day before, so there was no one who was being staged inside the trop. It was just maybe about 15 to 20 people who were in the building at the time.
Yeah, but how shocking to see the roof go off. If you're watching Dennis Phillips live, all of a sudden they cut and there's this flapping in the roof flapping in the breeze, and it's the least of our concerns. It's a sports stadium. We'll bounce back. Billionaires will be billionaires.
I just want to say that we made it through Hurricane Ian,
take you up on that for sure. Absolutely.
My neighbor sent me a link from FEMA, and everybody that lost food is entitled to $700.
Yeah, if you have any losses, man, reach out to FEMA. Absolutely. Yeah, and do it ASAP. Yeah, Ron.
We have father-in-law has a nice generator that we can kind of bring around if you need a generator to work on the yard, like you have a chainsaw or
Cool.
do something. We just need a trailer, someone with a hitch, and I'll ride around with them.
Awesome.
We can go to anyone, any place. You know, it's just one of those things we can offer.
Thanks. Appreciate that, Ron.
And
Yeah.
obviously, it's a gas generator. I could put, I think I have 5, maybe 10 gallons of gas for it.
Thanks. Thanks, Ron. Appreciate that a lot. Yeah, and you know, I went to this Publix yesterday, and they were really cleaned out of a lot of stuff. But then I went to the Crystal Beach one, and they're just full of stuff, including ice. So if you have any needs and you're in this area, head just north a bit, assuming you have gas, or call me. I'll deliver. I'll go pick it up and deliver it to you. I'll drop ice off to you. They had a whole thing full of it yesterday. Store wasn't crazy. The Dunedin store is a whole different matter. So the northern part of the county is just sitting much better than the southern part of the county. So, yeah, Michelle.
Observation, I live over not too far from you, and yesterday they were giving out free ice.
Oh, yeah.
You know, near, not far from the Dunedin Center.
Yeah, so watch for free ice. And I hear they stocked the one that's over by the plaza by the McDonald's on Alt 19 by the Causeway. There's a big ice thing there that I heard yesterday they restocked it. People were getting ice. So yeah, just look out for each other, right? That's what we do. Well, thanks for all your comments. I want to close this time by yet another poem. I saw this actually last night. This one just popped up on my Facebook feed, and I was like, this is really powerful. By Mary Oliver. Tim Conroy and Mary Oliver, I tell you. This is called I Will Try. I will try. I will step from the house to see what I see and hear, and I will praise it. I did not come into this world to be comforted. I came like Redbird to sing. But I'm not Redbird with his head mop of flame and the red triangle of his mouth full of tongue and whistles, but a woman whose love has vanished, who thinks now too much of roots and the dark places where everything is simply holding on. But this too, I believe, is a place where God is keeping watch until we rise and step forth again. But wait, be still, listen. Is it Redbird or something inside myself singing? I will try. I'm Mary Oliver. Amen. Small but mighty. Small but mighty. Wonderful. Thank you. How we're lucky. I just want to lift up a couple of concerns before we go into a time of a little centering ourselves in the stillness. Continue to hold Frank Jopp in your hearts and prayers, and Elfrida, his wife Elfrida. Frank was in the hospital for a good long time, but he is home now. Well, actually not home. They don't have power, so they're over with their daughter, but he will be home hopefully as soon as they get power restored. But he's not in the hospital, and he has medication to keep his back pain under control. So Frank, Elfrida, I bet you're online with us right now, so we're thinking of both of you and hoping you get back home soon and can rest in comfort. And also continue to hold Fran and Ivan, Martin, and Kim and Liz in your hearts and prayers. All those affected with storm damage and all those without power still, we hold you in our hearts and prayers. Absolutely. Hey, let us accept the invitation that is always before us to enter into that sheer silence that is part of the Elijah story together, seeking that Spirit of God that lies within the very beat of our hearts. Let us make a time of inner stillness together. I know we're all holding beloved people in our hearts this day, or places, or situations, and I also know there's sacred energy in the power of a name spoken aloud. So I invite you now to name those that you hold in your hearts this day.
Walter. Justin. Wendy, Tommy, and Amy. Tom and Sue. All my coworkers, I can always close the door.
Elder Brother Bob and Karen.
Sue, I can
Ryan.
Max. Your son Tracy. My family.
Gas station attendants.
Line workers, first responders. Holy mystery, as we journey into another week, our hope is that your presence also shines like the sun from within us and around us, in the midst of our daily lives, no matter what they hold in these times. Where there is illness, may there also be healing presence. Where there is grief, may there be peaceful presence. In all our struggles and burdens, may there be confident presence. And when we are so down, we might just want to give up, lie down in a cave. May there be courage to rise again and again and get through the storms of life, no matter what they are. And through all of this, may there always be community, friends and partners to journey with on whatever path we have before us. From the love, support, compassion, and hope of authentic community, we know that is where we find your presence shining forth. If you'll join me now in praying that ancient prayer that our brother Jesus taught us to pray from the hillsides long ago. We call it the Lord's Prayer. And please choose your most cherished image, whether that be Father, Mother, or Creator, or something else. Will you join me? Our Creator, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. As we forgive our debtors, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory. Amen, amen, and amen. Namaste. Hey, here's some good news, my friends. Oktoberfest is next week. Let's shift this tone. We need this Oktoberfest. Next Sunday, the 20th, following worship, we'll keep our service, try and keep our service a little shorter next week, maybe 2 hours long. And we'll go outside, and I'm hoping it's going to be a nice day. The weather looks great this week. It's going to be cooler next week, it sounds like. So get on outside and enjoy some brats and dogs and all the other goodies that people are signing up to bring. Reminder, there's a sign-up sheet. Still need some sides and some other stuff out there, so take a look at that. It's $5 a ticket, but all are welcome, and it gets your beer, root beer, brats, and then whatever else we bring. So let's make it a great time. We'll crank up some polka music and just have some fun that we need to have. Remember, in heaven there is no beer. That's why we drink it here. Isn't that what they say? I think that was Ben Franklin said that. No, he said something about beer. I don't know what it was, but yeah. There you go. Yeah, beer is proof that God loves us, right? Isn't that Ben Franklin? All right, I knew there was a beer and Ben Franklin coach somewhere in there. So get your ticket outside. They're selling them out there, and sign up to bring goods, and we'll have fun. I can't believe I'm already saying this. Poinsettias. Christmas is coming, right around the corner. All the stores already have out their goods, if you noticed. Order a poinsettia plant for the church holiday season. It always looks so beautiful up here. And you can do that in honor of someone or in memory of someone. And we'll put a sheet of honorees and memories out in Advent sometime. $13 a plant, same as last year. The deadline is October 27th. So there are sheets on the back table. And if we run out, I'll make sure there's a whole bunch next week, so we still have a little more time. So get your poinsettias in early. And we have our Vote Our Values Summit coming up today, right after this. So grab some hospitality. Come on in. We got Tim put together a great PowerPoint. It's a really confusing ballot. So if you're curious about what's on it and want to some help unraveling some things on it, stick around for that. It'll be led by some of our social justice folks who've been really tuning into this whole process. So join us after the service for that. And as always, thank you for all your giving. You're incredibly generous with your time, as we've seen, with your financial stewardship. Thank you for your generosity, whether you're online or in person with us. If you're online and you want to make a love offering, just go to our website. Vanco and PayPal are right under the Give button. And if you're in person with us, you're like, I want to give to this place. We got plates on the back table to help you out. But thank you, thank you, thank you. I wish you an amazing week. I hope it's going to be a peaceful week. I hope I love Dennis Phillips. I don't want to see Dennis Phillips anymore. I don't want to see him for a while. Love the guy, but I'm good with not seeing Dennis Phillips for a while. So I'm tuning into Dennis Phillips. Something's going on. So I don't generally watch a lot of local news. So let's hope Dennis just stays in his backyard and takes a vacation or something like that, you know. But I wish you an amazing week. Be safe, everyone. Look out for one another. That's what we do. We are a community. And if anybody has any needs, reach out to me. And again, I'm going to put it out there. If you have any tarps, someone's got a really damaged roof. Luckily, we're in a nice week, and they're already trying to work with their insurance company. But they need some more tarps to help cover that up. So if you can spare a tarp, let me know, and I will get it to them. Let's rise up in body or spirit and join our voices together. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin right here with us.